Hello, my name is Richard Cyril Nta. I'm 35 years old. I was born in Nigeria. I was raised in the U.S. For a number of years. My parents lived in South Africa, and I've been here ever since. This is now my home. Very comfortable here. Love the environment, love the people, love the food. So yeah, it's now home. The show that I will be presenting is called Tonight.
The day's news and events with Richard Cyril on Tonight.
It deals with actuality events, current affairs. We'll interview politicians, sports personalities, and personalities in general. This was like a blessing from God, so to speak, because this is an extension of myself. This is what I trained to do. This is what I've always wanted to do, interview people. I'm a speaker by profession. I've always made my money from public speaking, and interviewing comes very easily to me, so this is like a dream come true. Welcome back, folks. You're actually watching the Wednesday edition of the Tonight Show. Thanks for staying with us. We're back with our gracious pastors here in the studio. And Pastor Martins, some of our viewers would like to know your background. What makes you so strong in the Lord?
I do not have to be like you. I'm not like you. I'm different.
That's important. If a child has that, then they have a real strong foundation.
Yes. And I find that even in the teenage years, there's such a struggle for an identity crisis. So it's important that we can install those values even at that age, you know, so that they know, like you were saying, you know what, I'm special and I'm unique. You know, I always say to the boys, the young boys, don't be a photocopy of someone else.
Okay, we'll try and get to each of these churches one Sunday.
You're welcome.
To have you.
Really is.
All right. All right, folks, we've reached the close of tonight's show, the Wednesday edition, and we'd like to thank you all for joining us. And till next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. We'll close out with a song out of Eden called Love, Peace, and Happiness. Well, I like to think of myself as a spiritualist, constantly trying to improve myself. When you think of spirituality, that word is so large. When you think of spirituality, you have to think of something like a glass of water. A glass of water is so pure, and it's for everybody. Africans love being inspired. They love being inspired. And gospel is one of the #1 keys to inspiration in Africa. I can speak of South Africa especially, and in a country like Nigeria, they're totally uplifted by gospel music. Welcome back. You're watching the Monday edition of The Tonight Show, and I do believe we have a caller, Pindi from Johannesburg. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Thank you very much for joining our show. Do you have a question for us?
Yes, I do. My question is, what is wrong with a prayer or with the mind of a praying person if your prayer is not answered and you've been doing all those things? You've been confessing the word, you've been meditating on the word, you've been fasting and spending time in the presence of the Lord, and still your prayers are not answered. What is usually wrong with that?
Pastor Zweli, would you like to take that?
We have this perception that God is a micro oven kind of system operates in. You put it in and it has to come out immediately, instantly.
It's a mystery between you and God. And it's so big, it's so great, because when you speak in tongues, you can never pray wrong.
Right.
When you speak in tongues.
That's so profound.
You pray the will of God. You pray the will.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. We're out of time. Thank you for being on the show. And God bless you. Hope to see you all again very soon. Well, folks out there, we reached the close of the Monday edition of The Tonight Show. We will be playing out tonight with CeCe Winans and the song More Than I Need. All right, till next time, folks, take care of yourselves and each other.
I wasn't looking. All the colors were gray. It's hard to notice.
I haven't polished my shoes yet. A very good evening to you all, and welcome to another exciting episode of Feel the Vibe. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, I love basketball. I love basketball. I always had the dream of being an NBA player, but that never manifested, so I'm somehow continuing that in my personal life. That athletic, competitive nature, it finds its outlet in basketball. Like any kind of exercise, it clears your mind, makes you feel good about yourself, and it keeps you healthy. If you don't use your body, you lose it. So that's the principle of exercise.
After waiting for close to 5 years since the death of Maurice Cardinal Utunga, another Kenyan Nairobi Archbishop, John Njua, was elevated to the College of Cardinals yesterday. Njua joined 22 other archbishops ordained by Pope Benedict XVI in a colorful ceremony at the St. Peter's Basilica in Rome.
We're in a situation where we're constantly trying to be better than what we are. We're not there yet, but we're constantly trying to be better and better and better. And from our circumstances in society, we need that little boost, that little inspiration to say, don't give up just yet. The sun will come out tomorrow, and that is what gospel music does. It says, don't quit, it'll be better tomorrow. And the circumstance we find ourselves in Africa, we need something like that. Our biggest hope for One Gospel is that it becomes the CNN of everybody's lives, where when they think of gospel music, when they think of inspiration, that's the first channel they think of tuning into.